I'm not going to tell you how to write good poetry. Maybe you don't think the poetry I write is good. I happen to think it's the most amusing shit in the entire world, both to write and hear for myself and perform. And I want you to have that feeling too. I mean, back in the day, that was just one of the things: sewing, dancing, playing a piano, writing poetry. It's one of the things that can really express yourself without having to have a certain vocal cord arrangement. You can express yourself very fully and you can learn your language better and better. I'm just not one for memorizing another language anyway, but I like thinking, oh, I'm just focusing on this language. I'm probably not gonna perfect the English language or express myself with every word and every combination I've ever wanted by the end of my life, but somehow I think like focusing on just my native tongue is somehow helpful to that too.
So what are the events coming up?
Okay, so it looks like, ooh, is that, and that sounds good, or like,
Is that where that's coming from?
totally, yeah. Oh, well, there's some kind of grouping over there. I mean, you could argue like just more combinations and dream speak of the foreign languages and stuff. So I think it's maybe just a different.
I don't recommend laying down and watching movies with a lion. If you're going for a nice walk and getting some ice cream, don't do it with a hyena. There are just some basic things about creatures that we just don't know. We've never met them before. We don't know how to interact with them because we've never seen them. We're just not familiar with them, and that is why I'm here. I have brought one of my larger...
The enchanted Glen over here. Goodness. Ooh, we should go mermaid on those waterfall rocks in a bit. No, I won't get you or I'll cut it. But look at those fucking big lanterns. Kind of asset for your writing if you know other languages. And so this is the kind of asset that I'm going for. I'm just, thank you so much. Oh, one of the best. Oh, Your Highness, thank you so much. Very focused on the English language. I love using the internet and just saying define, colon, whatever word I'm thinking about at the time. I love double checking my meanings. Oh, $5 shot. We could win a bow.
You gotta pull back the big... You have to hit that.
Oh, you can do that. Because it gives once you pull it back far enough. It wants to.
Yeah.
Sick mask.
It's not impossible.
I want my hair to look like that mask did somehow.
Oh!
Oh, yeah. I'm dying that that's in your face. When I talk to people, I'm always giving that.
Wait, no,
Oh, it's filming.
So film where they
Alright, we'll see.
It's also nice to have Okay.
that little disclaimer if I have any question at all in my mind about that word that I'm using. And so let's talk about the love of words a little bit. Let's talk about how to make them dance and do beautiful things. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what a college professor will tell you, but I'll tell you how I encourage my heaven-sent muses. I will tell you how I get their attention and what our relationship is like, and I want to encourage you to have one. That is no bullshit. When artists talk about their muses, we all know it. And you probably, even outside of art, like you probably get those little taps on your shoulders and other departments as well.
No, it has to hit the dot on the yes, you just have to raise the dot.
So let's talk about how to make poetry fun, and let's talk about how to make it accessible. For fighting. They're pretty.
Obviously, these are.
Well, oh yeah, it must all be sparring. Ooh. So I like just the lone sitting by the lake. Thank you.
Number 9. Number 5.
Beatles is number 9.
Those are pretty. I know.
We have Viking mugs and horns.
Are they? It's lighter than you would think, definitely. These are gorgeous. That one, the fiery lava one. Oh yeah, just all the colors.
It's beautiful. It's like a big
The black and white one. That's pretty. It's like we know that this is the... And just put it in your hands and get everyone else's voice. Well, it's the hammer Mjolnir. Yeah, there you go. I'm collecting all the best stuff out of your head too. That's amazing.
Breaking horns.
Wow. I always want... Yeah. Right. No, I was gonna say I always want the wolf cane from the walking stick, from Wolfman with the silver head on top. Like it just always looks so cool and so satisfying. But like the swords will do it. Which one do you like?
The dragon?
Yeah, dragon one, of course. Catchers. The day that a dream catcher does its job for me, like I will consider ever having one around again. Not playing that. I think that's incredibly important for any art form, that it needs to be your voice. It doesn't have to be your talking voice. It doesn't have to be a character you made. So pretty. But it needs to draw off of, the whole steal like an artist thing, needs to draw off of other people while being uniquely your own, of course. And I think for poetry, people get so lost on like what's proper and what's real art and what sounds dramatic enough with it that they kind of hearken to exactly what they've heard from other people. And yeah, you can hear a little Poe mixed with Dr. Seuss. Wait, hold on. Actually, do we need any rings? You can look at those. Are you sure? Well, I don't want anything that's not adjustable, but...
Well, it's probably not adjustable.
No, some of them are.
Rings, they're sizes.
No, they are. Look. See, like that's adjustable. In my shit. Like, it's just blatant. Just take any romantic era poet and you can see. But I have read a lot of it, and so let's start there, right? All of my crafting stuff, because I just feel like I don't have time for it right now. But then I think anytime that I do have time for it, I really want to be able to just grab. There's the fortune telling. Oh. Walking through the medieval Viking forest. Do we feel like Vikings were at the same time as the Renaissance? Today it is.
They were still alive.
It's probably, maybe. We'll edit that out if we find out. I've read a ton of poetry, and one of my favorite things to do is read the lyrics, whether it's a metal song or a current pop song, the ones where you're like, oh, these lyrics are trash. You're like, these lyrics are fucking terrible because they didn't need to be good. They're incredible. Well, he's protecting his bones anyway, but the rest of it seems to have been exposed. The music was so good, the singer was so good, and it was so well produced that these lyrics were allowed to be so freaking basic and unimaginative. Let me take a picture of you in front of me. And so, of course, I love that it's a little overcast. the idea of being Renaissance poets by the lakeside writing. Stressed couple, you want to get it? Like, yeah. So, thank you, Viking King and Queen. The darker stuff. I love the metal. I love the goth, the indie stuff, post-punk. I'm really, oh my gosh, I'm getting a little inspired with some gold in my hair. Look at that over there. Cute. All the like Victorian terrariums. Oh yeah. Everything. Like I always feel like that's like punk with the intricacies. Goth is post-punk too, of course. Anyway.
Oh, look at this one here. The corn.
Oh yeah. I love looking up really meaningful and thoughtful lyrics, and then I always think of like shorter lines and quick blast kind of poetry as like metal songs. And so if you read lyrics, of course, that's someone else's form of poetry. That's, well, okay, lyrics are built a little bit differently. I think people always have too close. A bit of a struggle where they go like, oh, you write poetry? We can transfer that to lyrics for myself. And then they look at it, and I've warned them, but then they go, oh, this isn't lyrics. You know, like they're like, this is.
That's food.
That's the other one.
Absolutely a poem, if that. So instead of corn on the cob.
This one has some kind of
About, I want you to take note, by the way, that like every single body type is in a dress here. Like,
good for them.
it looks good. And I'm always like playfully demeaning. Like you have to be playfully demeaning about your art a little bit because it's just, you know.
A lot of photo ops here.
Yeah. Oh, cute. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Cheers. Changing, including this incredible vacation, going into a very different stage of life for both of us. Enjoy your mead. It's your baby, but you can't be too, you know, like, oh, my precious boy, isn't my special boy so much more special than yours or whatever. It's like, you know, be humble always, right? But also get to the point where you're like, this is my shit. This is my shit. Like I read all these lyrics, I've been reading old poetry, I mean the modern stuff, hey, it's all over the place. I'm really gonna recommend very small modern doses. I actually prefer lyrics of modern times versus modern poetry. By so many miles, there's more than enough to get you to the moon and back. So modern lyrics, old school poetry, find your vibe. Mine is very much dark romanticism. A porksicle. I love romanticism in general, but if you look into, oh my God, it smells so good. Dark romantic stuff, you'll find all the big names. I'm sure you know that they'll all ring bells for you. All the Poes and Byrons and you know all the good stuff. And but I love the Wordsworth and like you know the little things that clung to me from college literature. That like I actually was entertained by and was like, oh yeah, this is the poetry section that we're on now. Like this is cool. And so I love teaching myself about poetry all the time. Put yourself through poetry college and keep in mind that I actually personally think that you have a very good chance of finding your own voice, maybe a better chance of finding your own voice in certain things, certain regards of certain things. I think you can do that a lot better without the formal training sometimes. I mean, yeah, you have to know the rules to break them, and in fairness, like I know a lot of the grammar rules. Like, I'm not going to say I'm the best at it, but I'm showing people how to hold a stick. No, beautiful, beautiful. If you want to turn around anything, I mean, that is just gorgeous. Thank you. Have a great one. On a stick when I came in. Oh, look at the horses. Oh, you want to see me closer? All right, we'll go over here. That's going to be another tip for knowing how to write poetry. If you understand sentence structure, you don't need to be able to say like, this is, no. Whatever the beginning part of the sentence is.
champions is one of our most senior knights to enter onto this list. And hopefully, my lords and ladies, is that knowledge, that breath of wisdom that instead brings you victory in his name today. In blue and teal, lords and ladies, I do give on to you, Sir Edward!
People of Southern India, you can do better than that! Well met. It will be an honor to be your champion. And I have a nice horse for you guys to meet. I know I have a good horse for your bunch. I think I've been riding the other horse over there. That cigar is built for me. Magnificent steed.
Yes, it may be a little undereducated, because if I get knocked off, you gotta take my place.
Squire, what happened to your hat over here? I feel like I need to deduct a half point for that. Right in the mud. The mud is not in the feathers.
Can you have him do it one more time?
This is my red carpet fashion event.
Real quick, please, you get questions and answers with Cigar.
Oh.
Cigar, how long does it take to get that beard looking like that every morning?
I just like to see everyone's look. Ooh, the little fur shawl. Oh man. Oh, the prettiest horse dressings. Best dressed horse.
Cigar!
I didn't hear very many people over here.
Did they roar at all?
No.
You better go deal with them.
Never mind, get you. I didn't hear a roar from over here!
In the middle and the end is that I was shit at that. Mapping a sentence, go fuck yourself. I hate that shit.
Cigar, I don't that was a distraction.
Oh, good. Did you guys enjoy my loading circle?
I couldn't understand. It was like math got into my literature. What a gross fucking shit. Oh my God, anger. And so, do not worry about.
Alrighty, well, you need to go finish getting dressed because they just said you guys gotta hit each other. What? Listen, the people said
See
it.
some blood?
Yeah!
You want to see nuts?
Yeah! Being a little nerd alert about the fucking grammar and stuff. I'm gonna get a dress like that. If, like, just go for it, and like reading will honestly tell you what grammar is, because you know what? Published books, they have editors. So if you're reading regularly enough, if you're hearing it enough, I tend to know.
Lords and ladies, so that we do not hear, the louder you are, the harder they are gonna hate each other!
A lot of grammar rules phonetically. I've just heard it so many times. Yeah!
The ladies! They broke the list! Why do you break the list? We need that!
In reading that, I'm like, look, I can't tell you what the rule is there, but I know there's a rule. We have the mess to prove it, and I'm like, because it's always like this, and that sounds wonky as hell to me when I just heard it. If you read plenty, audiobooks, you know, maybe that's something, but I'm gonna super encourage you, get your eyes on that. You don't want paper, that screen, whatever it is. Like, I like this one with the wood here. Read those lyrics, read those poems. That's only $90. That feels like a really good deal. It looks so cool. And be careful. Like, for me, full, yeah. I mean, that's like all out. This is so silly, and God love a soap opera. I got this weird thing for garden creatures that you can put in the yard. These look straight out of a fairy tale. These are gorgeous.
It's $30.
Yeah.
And how much is the white one here like that? This one here? Yeah.
So
that
beautiful.
one is 48.
And this
They're all
last one.
handmade and they're one of a kind.
Absolutely. I mean, just all the color variations, like for
This
each one is so
is
beautiful.
36.
Do you want in there? Oh, look at that locket. If we're gonna.
106. All right, no, you're not rolling again. All right. All right.
He rolls for me in D&D. He's my little lucky charm.
500. All right, so you're both cheating, so all right. All right, I don't lose. I don't lose. I don't lose.
Hey, how about you do that?
All right, so I'm a goblin. I'm over here. I will give you
I was always thinking in my acting training, I've taken a good number of classes. It was always just really fun for me. I always wanted to be a part of the performing arts.
Every side. And remember, the difference between magic and cheating, nothing.
We ain't cheating!
It's a trick in the eye.
Now you have to give us something.
You mind if we take a picture?
You gave us a yes, absolutely.
Come on, man, get in here.
Look at all the magic.
How's your body going?
Oh.
I'm a trash dog.
Oh, it's trash ball.
And don't worry, if it's in your bag, it'll bring you good luck everywhere.
I feel like that was beautiful. Oh, thank you.
So it was heavy.
Well, so did it break the lamp or like?
No, it just wouldn't make music because it wouldn't.
Oh, it was supposed to be musical.
Go get that guy over there.
It was just great expression and a great way to connect with people when you want that really wild, intimate, and playful kind of thing. It's like, well, go act with someone. Holy crap. Let all that fucking pretense drop. Go have some good old fun. And that's what we're talking about with poetry. Like, this should be so fucking fun to you. There shouldn't be anything like, oh, let me write in just this way that I heard somebody should, and maybe like if I don't write it right, then like a wine snob, like I couldn't figure it out, everyone's gonna laugh at me.
No, last year it's always like that. It's always like that.
Again, everybody, like mantra here, George of the Jungle, what mean embarrassed, like fucking write whatever you want to, acting, whatever. And so anyway, the fucking soap opera vibe or modern day poetry, stuff like that. It smells so good in there with all the leather. The most important event at the Renaissance School, well, baby keys that are goslings. Yeah, zoom in on it. They're so pretty. Something, or am I smelling the mead? I was always like, isn't that gonna make you worse at acting to watch other actors be bad? Is this like a younger Willow or is it just like a different kind?
No, that's not a willow.
That's totally a kind of Willow, yeah? Like there's different ones. At it or getting their feet wet. A lot of actors get their start in soap operas. You know, I'm sure a lot of them are fabulous veterans, but a lot of them are getting started there and you can see it. And same with the writers and stuff. I always have this concern with modern day poetry. It's like I'll always dip back in. I'm trying to love it. I'm trying to get on board. I'm trying to find somebody else doing something really cool and fun and quirky and dark as hell. I'm trying to find anything that really gets my attention, and I haven't found it yet. And I find that sometimes it feels like the more that I dig through it, the more that I'm like, I hate this, and I'm just getting fucking turned off from this entire fucking century, and I just can't keep listening to this fucking on the nose, like over the top, but somehow like just so superficial, like just bullshit, fucking like not catchy, not pretty, like oh my god, like but somehow oh my god, some of them like they are catchy in the way that like it gets stuck in your head that you're like, whoa, they said clickety clack clack click for like fucking 10 minutes, like, and now it's stuck in your head and you're just like, oh my god, the whole thing is just really depressing to me. Like when I am like, poetry is like one of my favorite fucking things on the headstones, in the velvet bound books, in the leather tomes. Like poetry is one of the best fucking things to me. And it's like when I see like that happening to it, or just stuff that I'm like so uninto, like I'm just God. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Do you like modern poetry? Do you like older shit? Do you worry reading bad books or bad? This is subjective. No, okay, we're just gonna say objectively, they're just bad. If you're reading bad books, if you're watching bad shows, if you're fucking reading bad poems and stuff, it's like, are you not kind of getting worse at that thing? Like, I am always trying to get the best of the best. Like horror movies, like... We just watched a bit of one and a full like horror movie last night here, and it was lower budget and it was so sincere and it was so clever and it was so funny and gorgeous.
Yeah, you remember those days when people used to be able to laugh at themselves. Remember those days? Yeah. You want to get that never too special to be made fun of. Yeah. Yeah, we certainly fix that. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if I worked at a Fortune 500 company, and I was in charge of HR, that's my diversity film, Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Yeah, sit down and watch this. Sit down and watch this with your little sensitive kids. Yeah. Let's go and have a party there. See you later, Jeff. Jefferoni. Oh my God. All right, let's stop. Okay, we gotta get something in. Contractual obligation. That's why it's free. You get what you asked for. This is true. Let it all hang out. I need to watch. Boys out there seeing Atlanta, and if we're in Texas, we'll bring it back no matter what. Deep down, down, put it up and we don't do what they think it is.
Why do I want Targaryen white hair so bad right now?
I have to change rhythms because of these jerks. Ugh. Now we've played in many bars in many countries, but the Russian ones, they fill us with such fright because they do not speak their language, and we only knew 2 songs. So we sing this in classic worker song all night. When you're feeling in a room with those nights, you got to keep your controls all day long. Oh my God. We awoke this very morning with a hangover, guys. In the bedroom of a seedy harlot dad. But it wasn't what you think. We were just having friendly drinks. With Rusty Husky to we cover Russian men. So is science, like a fast you can buy. But the rest of you just ignore alone. When you're feeling in a room, so is science, in your gut, you can just so is science all day long. So is science, so is science, so is science, you can buy. But the rest of you just giving a roll. When you're feeling in a room, so is science, in your gut, you can just so is science all day long.
Did we see more Viking or medieval stuff today, you think? Or like those one people, I'd say those one people were Roman. The Victorian garden bench set.
Very little Viking.
Very little Viking. Yeah. More Viking than I normally see at a Renaissance festival, for sure. Maple. Vampires versus werewolves, I think is what it was. And then we were watching, like, was it Vampire before? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it was so fucking fun. I love bringing in those really different influences.
Woven.
It must be woven. And so that's another point. I'm going to challenge you. Everything confections, probably baked. To bring in really fucking different shit.